Hello, lovelies. It's Sunday. So happy Sunday, like we say in Nigeria. How many of you out there engaged in some kind of spiritual activity today? Like some prayers in which you really focused all of your attention while you spoke to God, like some kind of meditation, some kind of spiritual activity where your attention was really focused. Now that was mindfulness. So you have been practicing mindfulness without knowing. Mindfulness actually originated in the Hindu religion, Hinduism, and John Kabat-Zinn is credited with taking mindfulness out of Hinduism into psychotherapy, into psychology, and into psychological sciences, we may say. And like I mentioned before, mindfulness has become one of the most researched psychotherapy type, and with the greatest reports of success across different groups. So mindfulness is really important. Welcome to the Psychologist NGTV, and today I'm really excited to continue our discussion on mindfulness. Last week we just gave you an overall introduction into mindfulness, and we introduced mindful waking. I hope you've been practicing mindful waking. Like I said, the benefits are enormous. So today I'll just give you some demerits of stress, which, like I mentioned last week, mindfulness helps to curb stress to its lowest level. So I'll give you some demerits of stress. That's inadvertently telling you why you need mindfulness. And then I'll remind us of some benefits of mindfulness, and we'll go right into what we have for today: mindful eating and mindful driving. You don't want to miss this, I'm telling you, because engaging in mindful driving particularly has changed my life a whole lot, and I'm sure it's going to change yours. So stay with us as we go into our itinerary for today. So I'm going to start with the demerits of stress. I know we've been talking about this time and time again. Now, what stress can do, for you, one, is that it can break down your immune system, so it leads to immune dysregulation and increases, inflammation. That's what stress can cause for you. Stress can also cause atherosclerosis, hardening of the arteries, and this leads to a host of cardiovascular diseases. Stress can also lead to, addition of fat around your trunk, deposition of fatty tissue around your trunk. And stress can also lead to degeneration of your neuronal tissues. That means it can lead to poor memory, it can lead to poor executive functioning, and it can accelerate aging because you lose brain cells and then you begin to age quicker. And when you grow older, this sets you up for Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. Like I said before, nobody wants all of these. While mindfulness can cut down on your allostatic load, that means mindfulness can reduce stress, can reduce your allostatic load, can reduce stress, and has a whole lot of benefits. So what are some of the benefits of mindfulness? Now let's start with our mental health. So mindfulness can reduce the risk of relapse, depression relapse, So if you've been depressed before, and for people who have been depressed, most times there's a risk of relapse. But when you're practicing mindfulness, that risk is reduced to the barest minimum. And then your anxiety, it helps with anxiety, helps with panic attacks, helps with a whole range of mental health disorders, sleep disorders, eating disorders, you name them. What about neuroscience or your brain? What mindfulness can do for your brain is it enhances neurogenesis. So it causes the growth of neuronal cells. While stress causes you to lose your neuronal cells, your brain cells, mindfulness causes new brain cells to grow. So while stress accelerates aging, mindfulness reduces aging, or decelerates aging. Not only that, it improves your memory and improves your executive function. And like we mentioned before, mindfulness can help with pain, physical pain. So it can improve your suffering, your ability to cope with pain. It can reduce your risks for diseases such as cancer, and also can help you cope better with this kind of diseases. Mindfulness can do that, So there There's a whole range of benefits with mindfulness. It improves your performance for exercise, your academic performance. Mindfulness can increase this. And all of these have been proven by research. So it isn't hearsay. So my friend, if you haven't decided to start mindfulness yet, what are you waiting for? Like I said, it can even help with weight loss. Today, I'm going to give you 2 more tips to beginning your own mindfulness journey. We dealt with mindful waking, which is absolutely useful. It sets the tone for the day, ensures that you're not reacting to situations, but you're responding appropriately as you want to, as you've planned to. So, it helps you to be in control of your day, but today we're going to be talking about mindful eating and mindful driving. Stay tuned. So, talking about mindful eating, how many of you actually interact with your food before eating it? Like feel it for the texture, like smell it. Think a bit about the process of making the food and getting it to you. Anticipate the taste before actually eating it. Now that is mindful eating, and I can bet you not many of us do that. If you are like me or like I used to be, I'm sure you run around eating your food, standing up whilst trying to get to the car, sometimes while in the car. Now, the danger of eating unmindfully, eating in a state of stress or anxiety, is that, like we already know, anxiety activates the fight or flight reaction. And one of the physiological processes that takes place when the fight or flight reaction is activated is that digestion stops. So your body stops digesting your food. So if you're eating under stress, digestion is not taking place. That's why stress is associated with colitis and with stomach ulcers, because there'll be a lot of gas that's been produced in your stomach and all of that. So you need to eat mindfully. Now let's do some practicals about mindful eating. So I have with me here, watch it. And I'll just open it properly. Now I'm trying to mindfully eat this munchie. So I imagine your hands are already washed. So like the first thing you need to do is, when you pick a bowl of munchie, instead of just popping it into your mouth right away, take a close look at it. We want to look at how consistent the structure. First of all, how does it look? And notice like some air bubbles trapped within the munchette, and then do a little bit of feeling. You're feeling it for the texture. Remember, your hands are washed and clean. Is it hard? Is it soft? Is it juicy? That kind of thing. Then you smell it. Ooh, this smells really good. So whilst I'm smelling it, I'm actually anticipating the taste. You can do a bit of tasting, just a little bit, to get that taste into your mouth. And then you savor, the taste. You savor it, So you're anticipating the taste. You can take some moment to think about where this cheese ball munchie came from, what it is made of, who farmed it, how was it processed, how many people were involved in the processing of this snack, and how it got to you. Whilst you're doing all of this, you need to also feel your body, feel your stomach, sense the feelings in your stomach. Do you really feel hungry? Do you really feel a need to eat this? Does your body feel like it needs this? Now, a lot of times when we eat, we do not eat because we feel hungry. We eat because it's habitual. It's just autopilot, default. So I usually take munchies in between my meals, and you just go for it. And, feeling or sensing the feelings in your stomach to actually feel, am I hungry? Do I need food? Does my body want this? Before you eat can reduce your intake of calories, and can also help you cut down on calories and cut down on your weight generally. So I felt my stomach, and really I do feel hungry. And so I'm going to pop this into my mouth. I've been eating the snack for a really long time, but I've never really gotten to taste it like I did today, because my true confession is not every meal that I eat mindfully. I'm still learning. Now, but when you eat mindfully, you can savor the food. You can get a natural taste of the food. It reduces your desire or the need to add so much salt and so much sugar to enhance the taste of your food. And like we know, all whites are not good for our body. The sugar, the salt, white flours, and most whites, may I say. You can refer to my video on healthy eating to know about that. So when you take time to eat mindfully, you savor the food, and then you taste it, the natural taste of the food comes in. And after swallowing, you can, while swallowing, notice the process of swallowing. Notice the food go from your mouth through your esophagus as it goes down all the way to your stomach. Notice this process. And then even after you have swallowed, notice the exact moment when you're prompted by your body to swallow. And after you've swallowed this food, don't be in a hurry to pop another one into your mouth. Savor the aftertaste of the food. That's when you enjoy it. And then think about, do I really need to put another one in? Do I still feel hungry? Does my body feel a need for more? I tell you, when you do this, you're going to be eating only what you need. You're going to be selective about what you eat. You're going to eat only foods that your body needs and that would nourish your body. You're going to cut down on your calorie intake. You're going to enjoy your food more. And what more? Digestion will take place just as you're eating. So there'll be no, bloated stomach, no gas in the stomach, no stomach ulcers. How much more beautiful can this be? I recommend mindful eating. Now, I know it's unrealistic to eat every single meal mindfully. But for now, take a start, and eat at least one meal a day mindfully, and you'll be doing your body a world of good. And like we said, this could be your secret to weight loss. So let's quickly talk about, I hope you're going to try this out, right? Yeah, it really feels good and makes your food taste different. Just try it out and give me some feedback in the comment section. Now, the next one is mindful driving. Now, like I said before, usually in the past, I used to drive on autopilot all the time, default, in a state of arousal. So usually when I'm driving, because I'm thinking, when am I going to get there? Am I late for this event, this, that? I'm in a state of arousal. The fight or flight reaction is activated. And what will happen? I will hold my breath all through my driving. There's possibility of cursing, there's possibility of accidents, and all whatnot. This is not good for me or anyone else on the road. All road users will put at risk because you're driving on the default. Whatever your body perceives as a threat, even if it's just a thought, it activates the fight or flight reaction. So now for driving mindfully, this is what I do. When I get into the car, first of all, I take time to ensure that I'm comfortably seated in the car. I take a few seconds to scan my body for any feelings of tension in any part of my body, and I relax those parts. I make sure I'm really comfortable in the driving seat, and then I put the seatbelt on, and then I take about 3 deep breaths. So I take in the breath, I count from 1 to 4, taking it in, and 1 to 4, taking out the breath. Notice the part of the breath all the way deep into my stomach and out. I do this for about 3 times, and I relax and I drive. And by this time, you notice that you're breathing normally. There's no signs of stress or arousal, and I begin to drive. And even if I'm late for the event, I tell myself, being in a state of arousal, worrying and anxiety about whether I'm late or not, it's not going to change the timing. The worst it's going to do for me, the most do for me, is that you get me into an accident or something of the sort. So anytime I try to get anxious again, from time to time, our minds will stray, because our minds were made to stray. Just bring back your mind to the present. Tell yourself that anxiety is not going to help you. It's going to do you no good. It's not going to increase the time you have to get there. It's going to make you, divide your focus, so diversion of your focus and all of that. So just bring your mind back and focus on the activity of the moment. And you'll get there eventually. When you get there, just get ready to face whatever it is that you get there and meet there. Anxiety and worry does not help the situation in any way. So as I keep driving from time to time, I pause and I take deep breaths, breathe in and breathe out. And also I notice the environment, for the beautiful trees on the environment, on the roadside, and my streets are actually littered with nice green trees all over. So I notice the trees. I listen for birds singing on the trees, sounds of other cars. If I drive by a stream, rushing water, just notice the sights and sounds of nature on the streets and enjoy this whilst you go to work or wherever you're going to. Drive mindfully. From time to time, bring your attention back to your breath. Take in 2 to 3 deep breaths, in and out slowly. Make sure your body is relaxed and keep driving. This way, you're going to erase all tension. You're going to keep yourself healthier. You're going to be in the moment, and focusing attention, like we say, is the best activity you're going to learn in your lifetime, because it keeps you younger, keeps you healthier, makes you enjoy life better. Now, try this out and thank me later. Mindful eating. Try this out on a daily basis. Eat at least 1 meal mindfully, and mindful driving. Don't drive under stress. If we all did this, I guess that the amount of accidents on the road will be cut down, to a great extent. That's our video for today. Thank you for watching. If you are yet to subscribe to the Psychologist ND TV, please do so right now. There's a lot to learn. Let's learn together. Let's grow together and maximize our potentials and maximize our lives together. Thank you for watching. Until I come your way again next week, have an amazing week. Bye.